Python is one of the mostly high ranked general purpose programming language. So today we'll look on to what are Python tokens. Python tokens are the characters which is grouped into symbols called tokens, which are the identifiers, keywords, punctuators, operators, and literals are the Python tokens. So firstly, what is identifier? It is case sensitive name used to identify the variable, method, class, or object. So keyword is a reserved word in the computer language which has a specific meaning. Operators are the symbols like arithmetic, relational, assignment operators used to perform some operations on the operands. Punctuators are also known as separators like braces, at, comma, dot, etc. Literals are the values which are assigned to a variable which can be of integer or character string and so on. Identifiers are the user defined names which is given to a variable, function, class, module, method, or an object. These are identifiers are the names which is given to these to identify them. So we have certain rules to specify the identifiers. That is, identifiers can contain numbers, uppercase and lowercase letters, and underscores. Identifier cannot begin with digit and cannot contain special symbols like at, ash, dollar symbol, and so on. We cannot use the keyword as the identifier. Identifiers are case sensitive, and so as given in the example, all the examples are considered as different identifiers. White spaces are not allowed in identifiers. Identifier can start with a letter or an underscore followed by characters and numbers. So look on to the given examples. Number, it is an identifier and legal to use. Underscore number is also legal to use, but triple nine is illegal to use. So how do we check the validity of an identifier? Python has a predefined function is identifier to check whether the given name is an identifier. So it has a particular syntax which is string dot is identifier function. So look on to the example. First example is identifier is equals to test. Identifier is assigned to the value as test. So while printing identifier dot is identifier, it is giving the output as true. Whereas look on to the third example. Look on to the third example, and identifier is holding the value as my space function. So my space function is not an identifier, where because an identifier cannot have spaces. So looking on to keywords. Keywords are the predefined reserved words in Python. It has some specific value uh, according to the word. So look on to the first three words, false, none, and true. These are the value words and it has to be written as it is. It has the starting letter as capital letter and remaining all letters will be of lowercase letters. We have to use these keywords as given same. So how can we check whether the given keyword is a keyword or not? We have a function is keyword function to check whether the keyword is a keyword or not. So look on to the example. We are checking keyword dot is keyword of test. So test is not a keyword, so it is giving the output as false. Look on to the third example. Keyword dot is keyword of if. If is a keyword, it is true, and so it is giving the output as true. Even while is also a keyword, and so it is giving the output as true. So look on to what is literals now. Literals are the values which is assigned to the variables. Literals can be of different types, which is string, character, numeric, and so on. Look on to the given example. Publisher is equals to Skyward publisher. Here publisher is the variable and Skyward publisher is the literal, that is the value given to the publisher variable. We have some types, which is string or character literals, boolean literals, numeric literals, and special literals. So what is string literals? String literals are the sequence of characters surrounded with single or double and triple quotes. We have single line and multiple line in string literals, which is while writing a single line literal, we will be using double quotes and single quotes, whereas it will have only one line. Look on to the example. Publisher is equals to single quotes Skyward publisher Bangalore. It is representing the output with single line, but in multiple line we are using triple quotes to represent it as multiple line string. So we are look onto the example and the given output. It is giving output in 3 lines because we have used three triple quotes. So now what is character literal? Character literal is also a type of string literal, but it will only have a single character with single quote or double quotes. Look onto the example. Variable 1 is being assigned to a literal, which is a character. Okay, what is numeric literals now? Numeric literals are used to represent the numbers in the program. We have decimal, binary, octal, hexadecimal, and floating points. Whereas decimal will be representing the integer values without the fractional component, and binary values will be representing zeros and one. Octal will start with O, 0 of O, hexadecimal will start with 0 of X, and floating point literal will be representing the decimal values like 10.5, 3.14, and so on. Look onto the given examples. Okay, now what is boolean literals? Boolean literals will be having only two literals, which is zeros and ones, true and false. True is represented with 1 and false is represented with 0. Special literals are is known as none. That is, when a variable has no value, we represent it with the special literal known as none. So what is variable now? Variables are the containers used to store some value in it, isn't it? So they can store the information such as letters, numbers, and so on. What is a variable? It has a reserved memory location to store the values. In other words, variable gives the data to the computer processing. Okay, so example, we have number is equals to 10. Here number is the variable and we are using is equal to operator to assign the value 10 to the number. How we declare the variables? Variables are declared immediately using the is equal to operator, that is assigning operator. Look onto the syntax. Variable name is equal to value. Variable name can be anything and value can be anything. We are using the equal to assignment operator to assign the value to the variable. Here example, my variable is equal to 100. So my var is holding the value 100 in it. We will look on to what is assigning a single value to multiple variables. We can assign single value to multiple variables as shown here. A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to 10. So A, B, C, three variables are different variables holding the same value 10. So when we print A, print B, print C, it is giving the 10 value 3 times because three variables are holding the same value 10. And looking on to multiple assignments. Multiple assignments in sense, in the same line we will be assigning multiple variables with multiple values. So look on to the example. A comma B comma C is equal to 10 comma 3.142 comma hello. So here the A is holding the first value 10, B is holding the second value 3.142, and C is holding the hello. So when we print A, print B, and print C, it will give the outputs as shown here. So concatenating the variables. In Python, concatenation variables like decimal, binary, octal, and hexadecimal is possible with the plus operator. Plus operator is used to concatenate the variables.